Hello, everyone. Coming up here on the Pro Wrestling Show, as you see right here, this is the AEW Dynamite card. As you see, Chris Jericho takes on Commander. Well, Chris Jericho, he has a lot to do and a lot to weigh his options. Don Callis trying to use their friendship many years ago to side him as the fifth man. Well, Jericho's teammate and Jericho Appreciation Society member and Jericho, you know who? Jericho, Jake Hager tries to convince Jericho to have a change of heart and figure out what he wants to do. Chris Jericho, what he's gonna do, we'll talk about it coming up. Also too, I meant to say. Also too, world champion MJF teams up with Adam Cole. They might be getting like um romance or something. Adam Cole, MJF, um come together. They're gonna team together against the embassies. Well, against Brian Cage and Big Bill in the world title or the tag team title eliminator. Also, too, speaking of more tag teams, Orange Cassidy and Darby Allin team up to take on Sammy Guevara and Daniel Garcia. And Guevara and Garcia work together. We'll talk about that coming up. Also, too, we'll see the debut of Nick Wayne taking on Swerve Strickland. The man Swerve been talking about it ever since Chris Jericho's podcast. Swerve finally getting an opportunity to take on Nick Wayne in a match. And Ruby Soho takes on Sky Blue in the Owen Women's Tournament Cup final, semifinals. And we'll have a closer look at Blood and Guts. All this and more when the Pro Wrestling Show starts right now. Hello, everyone. Welcome to this edition of the Pro Wrestling Show, AEW Dynamite Ring Report. I'm your host, as always, Kendra Dix here. Glad you can join us here on the AEW Dynamite Ring Report. Join in the conversation using the hashtag Pro Wrestling here on Connect. And don't forget to subscribe. Subscribe, Miss Karen. Tell a friend, call a friend, hit that subscribe button so you won't miss a thing. All right. Thank you all for watching this edition of the Dynamite Ring Report. Let's get to it. Let's get to it right now on what had happened tonight on AEW Dynamite. We kick things off with this. Chris Jericho. Jericho was in the ring. Chris Jericho went against Commander. You can turn the music off. Chris Jericho with Commander. Chris Jericho took on Commander. He even applied the gritty, the whip walls of Jericho. Chris Jericho applied the walls of Jericho on Commander, making Commander tap, and Chris Jericho getting himself together. One thing about Jericho knows a thing or two about playing with emotions. Even Don Callis wanted to know who Chris Jericho gonna be his main man to join him in that blood and guts match. But Don Callis took it upon himself to show Jericho old footage of him and Jericho back in the heyday when Don Callis had hair. Don Callis ain't got no hair no more. Don Callis just that. He's just a manipulator now at this point. But Callis convincing Jericho to join his team. And Jericho said he had to think about it. Jericho was going to think about it, but Don Callis didn't want to wait no longer. Told Chris Jericho, hey, no time is no waiting. So, hey, with that, be in mind. Well, speaking of that, Chris Jericho got a surprise return from what's his name? Jake Hager. The team has teamed up together in the Jericho Appreciation Society and the Inner Circle. But Chris Jericho, Jake Hager took his cap off and told him, hey, you were the one that kind of helped me get my foot in the door in AEW. They believed in me when WWE didn't believe in me. So Jericho kind of second down himself, but hey, that's how it be sometimes with Chris Jericho and stuff. Well, we told you that there's a lot of bromances going on. We see this bromance, world champion Adam Cole and MJF MJF is trying to get in the head of Adam Cole playing video games. Two acting like they're joining each other's company more than ever. MJF and Adam Cole playing video games, and then Adam Cole is kind of like, well, the two, well, the two were teaming up in a tag team match. You see right here, this is the tag team match between the two. Adam Cole, MJF teaming up together. They took on the team of Sammy Guevara, Darby Allin, and Orange Cassidy and stuff. Not the Tyrant Cup, but Cage and Big Bill. Um, you tell right here, MJF and Adam Cole won the match. So MJF and Adam Cole will move on. They will meet the team of who? Darby Allin and Orange Cassidy versus Daniel Garcia and Sammy Guevara. They will meet the team of that next week. But Daniel Garcia and Sammy Guevara also got themselves into contention between Darby Allin and Orange Cassidy. Which match that was? It was a match that many people did not see coming, but did see it as it played out and stuff eventually. But like I said, these matches right here now these days, a lot of matches going on, but a lot of the up and coming rookie, the pillars of AEW, stepping up to showcase their abilities, their talents in the ring and stuff. We can show that right quick. We can show that right quick and get a good feeling, a good understanding of what had happened, what went down and stuff. We want to show that right quick. Give you a feel of going down. So we can see, but this was MJF's match earlier. MJF went against Big Bill. Him and Big Bill went in the match, and you can tell MJF with Big Bill and stuff. But now we know. But yeah, you see MJF kind of taking it down with Big Bill. Both men getting up and stuff. But like I said, MJF and Adam Cole make a good tag team. We just want to know how far that tag team is going to go next week. So, hey, looking forward to seeing that next week between the two and how that's going to play out eventually for next week, because next week's going to be the biggest test for MJF and Adam Cole to take on the team of Daniel Garcia and Sammy Guevara next week. So, Sammy Guevara extending his hand, offer sportsmanship against Darby Allin. So hey, we'll get to see that match next week. Well, here is right here. Speaking of Darby Allin Company, the debut of the news AEW star Nick Wayne. Nick Wayne took on the man that many people are talking about, famous about. That's going to be Shane Swerve Strickland. Shane Strickland took on Nick Wayne. Shane Swerve Strickland and Nick Wayne had a good matchup, but Shane Swerve won his match over Nick Wayne, even knocking Nick out in front of Nick's mother. And Darby Allin did not like that one bit. So you can tell it's gonna be a feud between Shane Strickland and Darby Allin eventually. On how that's gonna play out, and how that's gonna roll and stuff. But we kind of got an idea on that. Well, Ruby Soho won her match against Sky Blue. Ruby Soho won her match. You see right here, taking Sky Blue out out of the Owen Cup semifinals. Ruby Soho will meet the winner of Willow Nightingale and who else for next week for this Saturday for Collision. She'll be waiting whoever wins on Friday. I think Willow's gonna win for Friday. It'll be Willow versus Ruby in the finals. Ruby in the finals again for last year and this year. So could Ruby Soho be an Owen Cup winner? The time will tell on that. Well, we move on to another one. Is this? We was anticipating who was going to be, let's see. Ruby, speaking of, before we go, Ruby Soho, yeah, you see right here, win against Sky Blue with Paige and women's champion Tony Storm in her corner on her side. So, well, we move on to another story right here. As you see, Danny Lane trying to get her inner Taylor Swift going, trying to knock the Acclaim, and she had a world premiere music video where she was dissing the Acclaim. So we don't know what that's going to lead to and stuff, and how that's going to play out eventually going forward and stuff. So hey, well, it was the moment of truth. Don Callis and the Elite were going to name who their fifth man going to be. Don Callis kept mulling around. He really wanted Jericho to be part of that group. Jericho decided to have a change of heart. Jericho decided that he wants to do things on his own. But this was a clue right here. The clue we got right here. We came out the door with that. Don Callis said he had a surprise. And you wouldn't believe what the surprise was. This was the surprise right here. You show the surprise. This man right here was the surprise. We haven't seen Pat in almost a year. Pat returned. Pat's in phenomenal shape. Pat is the fifth man. He will join the Blackpool Combat Club or the Don Callis family, whatever you want to call it. Like he's Bobby Heenan or something, into the fold. So Pat into the group he will meet, but Pat did start attacking Kenny Omega. And Don Callis tried to get some too. Kenny Omega was about to get guillotined like Concerto, or his throat smashed on the window, until Kenny Omega said, pay attention to the screen. We paid attention to the screen, and we saw for our own very eyes, the rumors are true. Kota Ibushi will be joining the Elite. They're going to be calling themselves the Golden Elite. And we're going to see them take on, I guess it's just Don Callis. Since Don Callis want to go now, Ken Omega brought Kota Ibushi. They call themselves the Golden Lovers, and they're going to do so. Don Callis is going to rule the day. He's going to rule the day that he even tried to get into the fire of Ken Omega. He's going to pay that this week, next week on AEW Dynamite for Blood and Guts. We'll see that match coming up. That AEW version of War Games, where the Blackpool Combat Club will take on the Golden Elite next week, and Kota Ibushi makes his AEW debut. We'll see that match coming up. All right. That ends the AEW Dynamite Ring Report. Let's move forward to hot topics. On hot topics this week, we talk about this. We talk about what's going on. Vince Russo saying this on a tweet that he doesn't like to review Raw, but he gets paid handsomely to do so. He hates it, but like I said, you gotta do what you gotta do. He's paid by Sportskeeda, and he wrote this tweet that it doesn't stop pay the bills, but he has to do what he has to do. Vince Russo saying that he wish he didn't get in the wrestling business. The wrestling business didn't choose him. He said it chose me. I didn't choose it. So we know where that's gonna go. But Vince Russo, good insight, but it's just some of his storylines are a little bit touchy feeling. So you got to some of them be on point, some of them don't be on point. So you know how they go. Also, too, In other news as well, if we can find it, right here, Ricochet doing this spot with Logan Paul. Ricochet giving Chris Van Vliet, who's a reporter, his just due, and that's what happened. So hey, Logan Paul and Ricochet rumored to have a match at SummerSlam. Whenever that match will come, we'll have to wait and see on that one. Speaking of that, we're getting reports now that AEW and Warner Bros. Might try to get a rights fee deal started. You know, it was Warner Bros. Discovery that wanted an extra show from AEW, and they got Collision. But like I said, we'll see. But they're saying the rights deal is supposed to look pretty much good for them in their favor for AEW. They're also talking about wanting to do it on Max, so that'd be the platform. We have to wait and see on that one. Also, too, we're seeing this Tony Khan, the AEW president, posted that his pet won't be at Dynamite. Dog passed away. Said this is the photo of them a month before Dynamite started, and Tony Khan saying that tonight's show was dedicated to his beloved pet that passed away. So, Tony Khan is and how that goes and stuff. So hey, we'll get to see that him open his heart like that for his dog. But the shocker night was also too. Right now the ESPYs are going on ESPN and on ABC. Where a lot of the sports athletes, that's their version of the Academy Awards. And you see WWE superstars such as world champion Seth Rollins and his wife Becky Lynch, and SmackDown's Bianca Belair and Montez Ford. The husband-wife duos are in attendance right now, representing WWE. So they're having some fun with that. All right, tonight, shocker was this. I think Kota Ibushi coming to AEW. We'll see him next week. That was the shock of the night for me. Him hearing his name, we'll see what Kota Ibushi is going to bring with the Golden Elite next week. So looking forward to seeing that next week for Blood and Guts. The Golden Elite taking on the Blackpool Combat Club. So I was looking forward to see that, as well as what is the ongoings with this new bromance between MJF and Adam Cole. And what this leading to, this got to lead to MJF turning on Adam Cole eventually, some way, somehow. We'll see that coming up as well. But the only thing also was too Pac showing up. So Pac getting his just due. Well, Pac coming back out of nowhere. So we get to see Pac down the road as well. So, all right. That's going to do it for the AEW Dynamite Ring Report. We'll be back this Friday for the SmackDown Ring Report. And then we'll be in with Collision for this Ring Report. I've been your host, Kendra Dick, saying so long. Thank you for watching Pro Wrestling Show. See you later.